You know, there's a lot of crazy things that have happened in 2020. A lot of things so crazy you'd think they were written by The Onion. Like right now we got KFC announcing their new console that somehow runs 4K 240 FPS. And it also apparently doubles as a chicken warmer. And now we have the follow-up to Dream's whole controversy. So long story short, there's this Minecraft YouTuber named Dream, and people are accusing him of cheating because of how astronomically impossible the odds were against him in his Minecraft speedrun. Like a literal 1 in a trillion chance of something happening. I think someone compared it to the literal equivalent of buying 56 tickets at the lottery and having them all be a winning ticket. So yeah, while technically not impossible, it seems very unlikely. And now in an attempt to disprove all the accusations against him, Dream has apparently hired a literal Harvard Astrophysicist to disprove all these claims against him. What? Of all the things he could resort to, this is what he goes for? Like, forget a lawyer or private investigator. Nah, we need a literal Harvard Astrophysicist to be on this case. Now it says here, according to the analysis done by Dream's team of experts, the odds shown by the speedrun mod community were completely wrong and biased. Which, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure countless people have done the math, and the odds of the RNG are pretty insane. Continuing on. For the purpose of this response, Dream has hired a statistical expert with a PhD from Harvard who is a practicing astrophysicist. The document, called Dream Minecraft Report, is 19 pages long, and according to Dream, it should prove that the 1 in 7.5 trillion odds shown by the speedrun mod team are completely wrong, and it provides step-by-step explanation what the mods did wrong. Now, I'm sure most of you don't want to read a 19-page document. There's a lot of graphs and this person is essentially calculating all these odds, but I'll give you the TLDR of it. Essentially, he's claiming that the math is wrong and some of the numbers they used were wrong, and that if you calculated the number of lucky occurrences that could happen in a day, throughout all streamers, instead of the odds being 1 in 7 trillion, the odds were instead 1 in 100 million. Which, yeah, is still incredibly unlikely. But 100 million compared to 7 trillion is a pretty big difference. A billion already has 1,000 millions in it. It's like this one statement. The difference between a billionaire and a millionaire is about $1 billion. Now he goes on to talk about some probabilities based on what your assumptions of when he cheated are, but from what I understand here, he's basically saying that lucky streaks like this are plausible, and he concludes with this line. The conclusion of the MST report that there is, at best, a 1 in 7.5 trillion chance that Dream did not cheat is too extreme for multiple reasons that have been discussed in this document. So while the odds were still technically low for Dream, he's saying that the odds are still better than 1 in 7.5 trillion, and that Dream's luck could have happened to anyone. Now obviously that was just my summary of it. If you want to check out the document for yourself, go ahead. There's a lot of math, graphs, and probability calculations. But now with this document out, does this prove that Dream didn't cheat? Honestly, I'm not going to go to either side on this one, but some of the people in r/statistics, God, you have no idea how many times I fucked up saying that, are pretty much tearing this document apart, saying that the examples used in this document don't represent the situation either. And honestly, as I'm reading this, these debunks are just ripping this document apart. Jesus Christ, they are going in on this document. I'll read some of the debunks in this one comment. So the person writing this comment claims to be a particle physicist with a PhD in physics. Of course, it's a Reddit comment, so you really never know. Also, apparently this thread is getting brigaded by a bunch of Dream stans, so that's nice. And they are literally trying to downvote this guy into oblivion. So I'll read some of this person's debunks. The abstract has problems already, and it only gets worse after that. The original report accounted for bartering to stop possibly after every single bartering event. It can't get finer than that. Adding streams done long before to the counts is clearly manipulative, only made to raise the chances. Yet you do that analysis in addition, but you shouldn't present it as main result if the drop chances vary that much between the series. If you follow this approach, Dream could make another livestream with 0 pearls and blaze rods and get the overall rate to the expected numbers. Case closed, right? Though the commenter made an edit about this specific point after reading the whole thing and saying that it's not as bad, but still kinda weird. Now for this one, he's talking about the point where in the document he mentions that 1 in a billion events happen every day. And he responds with, yes, because there are billions of places where 1 in a billion events can happen every day. It's odd to highlight this repeatedly, all that has been taken into account already to arrive at the 1 in X trillion number. On to his next point. Ender pearl barters should not be modeled with a binomial distribution because the last barter is not independent and identical to the other barters. And oh boy, this commenter is about to go in. That is such an amateur mistake that it makes me question the overall qualification of the anonymous author. Dream didn't do a single speedrun and then nothing ever again. Only in that case, it would be a serious concern. What came after successful bartering in one speedrun attempt? The next speedrun attempt with more bartering. The time spent on other things in between is irrelevant. Oh, and speedrun attempts can also stop if he runs out of gold without getting enough pearls. Which means negative results can end a speedrun. At most, you get an effect from stopping speedruns altogether, as he did after the 6 streams, but this has been taken into account by the authors of the original report. I could read on, but this is such an absurd error here, there is no chance this analysis can produce anything useful. So the commenter here makes another edit and they just sound so defeated in this one. I made the mistake to read a bit more, and there are more absurd errors. I hope no one lets that person make any relevant statistical analysis in astronomy. I'll just read one more correction that this person makes. So in the document, the author says, applying the Bonferroni correction and saying that there are 80 choices for the starting position of the 20 successful coin tosses in the string of 100 cases gives 80 divided by 2 to the power of 20, which equals 7.629 times 10 to the power of -5, or 1 in 13,000. And then the actual odds come out to about 1 in 6,300, clearly better than the supposed upper limit calculated using the methodology in the MST report. To which this user responds, learn how to use a calculator or spreadsheet. The actual odds are 1 in 25,600. They are significantly lower than the upper bound because of a strong correlation. A series of 21 counts as 2 series of 20, the same correlation you get if you consider different sets of consecutive streams, which the author writes in the document. So yeah, after all that effort to put out this document, it's looking like a lot of BS and a lot of mistakes, to the point where it's not actually relevant evidence in this situation. So if Dream was thinking that this document was going to put an end to his situation, then he's going to be incredibly disappointed. Because honestly, after reading this document and seeing it get just absolutely destroyed, it's looking more and more likely that Dream cheated instead of not, and his stands don't really help the situation either. Anyways, that'll be all for this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and since I won't be making any new videos for the next few days, I wish you all happy holidays. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.